Hey everybody, I'm caffeinated, I'm ready to go with a new episode of The Binding of Isaac Afterbirth Plus. We did okay last episode, 17S4 B-Pet on A Curse of the Labyrinth. I'm not gonna beat myself up too much. We did only beat Mom's heart, but yeah, that's the way the cookie crumbles as the loss sometimes. We took 2 bad hits on Mega Satan, who is actually regular Satan now that I think about it. Excuse me, sir. I have hit you with my tear. He can't be hit. He's a ghost. Little Loki. The only thing I'll say about this is that I don't recall having picked this up. Maybe it's actually incrementing us a little bit closer to our end goal of getting the post-it notes not only complete, but then everything else done, all the challenges, all the items, etc., etc., etc. What was I going to say? We could have done better, for sure. For certain. Let's go fight the bosses. I think we're ready. I really just want to get the deal with the devil. If I could just get you to just move a little bit. Okay, fine. I don't want to shoot near the fire. I want the fire to do the job just because it's 10 times stronger than I am. Just get him to locomote a little bit and, okay, like it's not much, but it's something. You son of a gun. The indignity. You're going to make me kill you the old-fashioned way with tears. The only thing I've ever killed with tears is my childhood dreams. Sorry, we're taking a morose tone. It's just meant as dark humor. I thought we were going to be killed there. I forgot we could fly. But it's building a narrative of a sad life, and that's not the case. Alright, we get a little luck upgrade. This is a bit of a difficult fight here. I was hoping it wouldn't be Ragman, because Ragman... Oh, Ragman that makes spiders is not that bad. The spiders are much easier to kill than the head, and the head still does damage, so it's okay. It does damage to the boss, I should say. I was hoping to have a bomb, though. Ragman becomes substantially easier when you got a bomb to work with. That wasn't bad at all, though. So Divorce Papers is just a Tears upgrade. Satanic Bible is worth nothing here. When I say just a Tears upgrade, I mean that is worth a lot, but... Right now we got Tears, Luck, and Little Loki. Not exactly a 10 out of 10 start. That's alright. Plenty of time to make something happen here. Definitely do not want to do that. Would not advise that as an appropriate reaction. By the way, I have to admit, after the last episode, I did relent. I let my cats into my office. They're both sleeping in here. Body heat's making it extremely warm. But, you know, what my sons want, my sons get. They're just taking a little snooze on the desk now. I don't know what it is about the desk. If it's height, flatness, if it's the forbidden sleep zone, so they like it that much more. If they just like being close to daddy. It beats me. But I remember being a kid, believe it or not. I know I have opinions that are oftentimes older than my age, and that doesn't necessarily mean wiser, usually just more curmudgeon-y. That was a real word. But when you were a kid, you know, places had special meaning, right? You know? You sleep in the bed every night. One time you sleep on the couch, you remember that for like 6 months. You're like, oh yeah, I remember that time I slept on the couch. I can still remember like the 4 times I ever fell asleep in my parents' car when they were driving me around. Because every time you'd be like, well, that's different. Maybe it's the same for cats, you know? Maybe they're like, man, this is a new era of my life. I went from a floor sleeper to a desk sleeper. And if that's moving up, then I'm moving out. Reasonably okay impression of Billy Joel's moving out. Not 10 out of 10. But I gotta take the positives where I can get them with my musical impressions, you know? Just trying to think about, like, the leverage we have on this run. Concussive Tears, it's probably... I don't know if I'd say it's the best item we've gotten so far. You know, you could do the meme, you know, it's the dude looking backwards. The dude looking backwards is me. The girl that he's walking with is Divorce Papers. And Concussive Tears is what I'm looking at. You know, what I'm eyeing up. Temptationally speaking. Holy Mantle is definitely our best item. The best item we picked up is probably Divorce Papers. You know, 30% increase in DPS, basically. That seems much stronger than just, you know, getting a 0.5 damage increase, but... something seductive about a damage upgrade. Rate of fire upgrade, you're like, yeah, my tears already suck, now I got more of them. Damage upgrade, you're like, ooh, now every tier is a little bit better. It's all a matter of the way you interpret it, I suppose. We got our work cut out for us, though. We're just, like, maybe a little above average here. I don't want to, go in... well, actually, maybe I do want to go into the room. Is it secret room adjacent? It isn't. Why on earth would I want to use 2 bombs to get into the room via the secret room when I didn't want to use 2 bombs to get into the room via the front door that was guaranteed to work? Look. Help. You know how it is. Black and yellow, black and yellow, black and yellow, black and yellow. Sometimes a clever solution is more appealing, even if it's actually objectively the same. You know, you ever do that? I've definitely done that in some of my programming assignments. You know, the teacher's like, we need you to build something simple. And you're like, ooh, what if I took this simple thing and... ooh, that was close. What if I took this simple thing and built it in an incredibly complicated manner for no reason whatsoever? And then you know, you're 3 hours deep on an assignment that would have taken you 45 minutes if you just did it the way that it was suggested, and you're like, I'm an idiot, and yes, you are an idiot. I got my assignment on my brain right now. I got class on my brain, I should say, because I got this assignment I should be doing. It's not last minute. This is dangerous. It's not due for, like, 3 days. But it's a long and tedious assignment. I gotta tell you, dude. This semester, I gotta say, previously, I've gone to bat for some programming languages that people make fun of. In particular, I've gone to bat for JavaScript, which people with more gray in their beards than me make fun of all the time. And that, well, in JavaScript, 1 plus quotation mark... empty string quotation mark plus 1 is 11, and I'm like, or whatever, you know the thing. It's always like, this incredibly rare edge case demonstrates how bad JavaScript is. Web developers everywhere are BTFO. You know, JavaScript, it's got its own problems, but I actually really like it. I like the framework, or the frameworks that have built on it, that allow for easy web development and iteration. Vue.js, React, Node, etc., etc. VS Code, a wonderful editor. Now I'm in this freaking Java class, and I've programmed in Java before, and but it's just been a couple of years, and I'm like, dude, why is everything in Java so much more difficult than it is in any other programming language I've ever taken? I'm not trying to make this DAE, okay? Literally, I mean, it is like learning another language, at least in this case. Normally when people talk about programming, they're like, you know, once you learn the concepts, it's pretty easy to apply them across multiple languages. I agree. Except in this one unique case where, for whatever reason, stuff that I've done in C++, C#, and JavaScript for the last, like, 4 years is just kicking my butt in Java. Anyway, I'm not going to belabor the point, but this semester has been like, you know, normally, I'm like a skier. You know, occasionally you hit a mogul, take a little tumble, but I'm carving. Assignment. Exam. Midterm. This semester's been like, it's mud. I got my hip waders on. I'm like, assignment. Assignment is... I can't wait for Christmas vacation, dude. I'm taking 1 class this semester, and it's driving me nuts. Like a squirrel on Nicholas's roof. We don't want that. We should take it. Okay, fine. It's a good fail-safe, at least. I'll give you that. But we're moving out. I know there's a lot of tribalism. I don't mean it in a negative way. You know, whenever... It's the same for... I was talking about it in a recent episode, you know? When people talk about Vancouver, if they say anything good, I'm like, yeah, you don't know about all the problems here, though. And if they're ever like, well, I'm from out of town, and I think Vancouver sucks. I'm like, get out of my city. You don't know anything. You know, you can't win for losing. Alright. I mean, the shade is just okay, but it is free. So no complaints there. Ooh. This is really, really good. So we're definitely going to take Book of Shadows. This opens up a lot of doors for us. If we get 9 volt, we could pretty easily do boss rush. Why am I holding the Hierophant? Like, am I dumb? Anyway, what I was going to say is, you know, if you are, maybe you program in Enterprise, in Java, you're probably like, shut up, NL. You're contributing to the ignorance of our language and you don't know anything. You're right, I don't. I have not gotten deep enough into Java to know how bad it truly is. You know, it's, I understand. It's the same with the Canucks, dude. It's the same with anything, I think. You know, when people are like, man, the Canucks suck. I'm like, well, you don't understand. Our prospect cupboard is really stocked. And then when a Canucks fan is like, we suck. I'm like, hell yeah, brother. Cheers from Robson Street. It's weird, right? You're like, no one insults us but us. It's like a group self-deprecation. Anyway, where was I going with this? Oh yeah, I've often said, you know, the best way to be productive is to have something else more important that you could be doing. And that's not unique to me. That's just the universal truth, I think. Right now, I probably should be doing my homework to make sure that I'm way ahead of schedule just in case I run into what is an inevitable snag. Instead, I'm like, I could probably record 14 or 15 Isaac episodes today, and after that, maybe some Slay the Spire. Then I gotta cook dinner, and after dinner I'm gonna be tired, and when you're tired, you don't do your best work. Basically, I'm making decisions now at 7:47 p.m. that will come back to bite me 3 days from now at midnight. But regardless, hey, it is what it is, you know? So far, we're probably a minute and a half ahead of schedule for boss rush. We did skip out on boss rush last time, a decision that I still think was very valuable. Even though Dad's Key probably didn't contribute to our run too much because we didn't get the Mega Satan. We did use it defensively a little bit, but beyond that, again, based on the way our last run finished, we were not going to have a chance to beat Boss Rush. Boss Rush is harder than the regular Satan fight as the Lost. There are characters for whom that's not true, depending on the amount of health you have during the fight, but definitely harder. Well, I don't know. I think actually that's incorrect. I think the Satan fight is always going to be easier than Boss Rush for basically any character. So I'm going to donate a bunch of money to you, even though that might not be the most valuable thing to do. I thought about Blue Map, but I don't think it's that valuable. Will give us a general location of the boss fight. I'd really rather save up and hope to get something like 9 volt. Again, 9 volt is just a huge enabler for us. But in like a good way, not in the way on intervention where, you know, they're like, hey, you need a warm place to sleep. In a good way, like enabling VAC anti-cheat. Okay, we're gonna grab Dark Matter. It's a damage upgrade. My Shadow literally might be worth nothing for us right now. Ooh. This is interesting. I'm trying to think about how this impacts us. It does cost us... Overall, I think if you get an XL floor, it probably does cost you, on average, like, slightly less than 1 deal with the devil. Which is, I mean, I'm not talking about it costing you 0. I just mean if you took a large enough sample size, I think, on the average run, it's more likely to cost you a deal with the devil than to be fruitful from a deal with the devil standpoint. I guess it depends when it shows up, but... Anyway, I'm not going to belabor the mathematics at this point because there's no reason to. I'm a little bit of a fool here. We should never, as of right now, I think, use Book of Shadows until... What? It's the boss fights? That's incredible. We should never use Book of Shadows until we've been hit 1 time on a room. If we've been hit once, we know we're not wasting it. And it'll save us from using it in situations where we don't have to, so... It's a bit of a tricky fight. I do expect to have to use Book of Shadows. I would like to go as long as possible before having to use it. And you know, this is a good example of why you only use Book of Shadows after you've been hit, because I would have used it by now. We might not need to use it on this fight, and now we can save it for a later situation. Toothpicks. Good item. Still want more damage, but, and I mean, we're going to go take a look here for certain. We got a long way to go on this floor, but everything's going hunky-dory here. Are we at, do I think boss rush is plausible? Yes. I'm not super happy about it because our damage is still, you know, a little bit lower than I would like. But, no. But it's definitely plausible with Book of Shadows. It's especially plausible if we're able to get either AAA battery or 9 volt. It would be a little bit of a slog, but dude, Lost Boss Rush is one of the tougher setups for sure. Probably Hush is harder. Definitely Delirium will be harder. I feel the need to point out, we definitely have beaten Delirium in the past with the cheesy strat. You know, by using, like, Nod Leaf and then just standing still. Letting Sack Dagger do all the damage. Or, you know, a Cube of Meat, for example. So I don't feel too bad about our Delirium performances. The Forgotten ones definitely were, like, a little bit... could have been better. It's a polite way to describe it, but... Here. Please stop everything. Thank you. Taking 3 bombs to kill 3 enemies is a sobering moment, let's put it that way. I've been a little bit slumped up in my Isaac skills lately. I recognize it. Sometimes there's criticisms of the episodes that I think are unfair. You know, over a 50-minute long episode, people will be like, can you believe this idiot 8 minutes into the run? Well, distracted by talking about something else, which is the reason we watched the videos in the first place. He made a slightly objectively incorrect play on this floor. What was he thinking? I'm not talking about a pop play. That's unforgivable. But the last few episodes, you know, since I've been back, they've been a little spotty. Spire's been better, even though there have been some mistakes. Obviously. But, Isaac's been a little off-kilter. I'm working on it. You know, you just gotta recenter, refocus, do the little things right. We'll get there. I'm telling you, it's, don't use it yet. It's the unseen jet lag pseudo-hangover that just casts like a minus 10% to your cognitive skills without you even realizing it. My brain's still back in Reykjavik eating $15 soups. Now, both item rooms and the shop, they gotta be up here somewhere. It's a long trip, see you next fall. Ooh. We're still gonna make boss rush. Assuming the floor, I mean, I know it's large, but it can't be that large, right? The size of this floor. How did I get into this bloody big floor? It's an Austin Powers joke. You wouldn't understand. Look, if you remember Austin Powers, man, you weren't really there. Always thought that was a great line about the 1960s. Man, if you remember the Grateful Dead shows, you weren't really there, man. Gatekeeping much? Hallowed Ground does allow us to double our rate of fire. Unfortunately, no it doesn't, because it requires us to get hit. Hallowed Ground is probably literally useless. One of many, many items that just has no purpose whatsoever is the Lost, I think. Sun is tough. I think the Sun is really useful, but I also, I mean, having a Fool card or a Telepills to get out of boss rush if it starts to go awry is a very sensible choice. Especially, even if it doesn't go awry, we could just use the Fool card to teleport into the room where the Sun is, and then grab it and move on. It sounds like a lot of work. Ooh, Mysterious Liquid. Actually pretty useful. Nun's Habit. We shouldn't buy it, probably because it does nothing for us. That's a pretty good reason not to purchase something. But at the same time, I don't know why in my head I was like, maybe it will. You know what it is that I trained my brain to be like, hey, if you see anything that helps you get battery charges, grab it. Not really what we're looking for. specifically here because of the lost yet again. But hey, we had money and our donation machine was packed anyway. Nothing we could have done. Well, not much we could have done. The only other opportunity we'll have for money in all likelihood is to go to the Hush floor, which could happen, but probably won't happen if we also do boss rush. So I'm hoping, I think, you know, if you want to beat boss rush as the Lost, you're going to have to beat the odds somewhere down the line. You're going to have to get much better than average items. Oh, I saw the shadow and it just broke my brain. Just pop it. You're going to have to get much better than average items from the item rooms shop, etc., etc. You're going to have to get a deal with the devil in a situation like that. I'm going to take the negative again just to set it up. That is Bloody Lust, which means it's useless now that I think about it. We don't want the bombs. It's too dangerous. I think we definitely want 2020. And even this is not a guarantee. So I think a lot of our success is going to come down to how long can we go before we have to use Book of Shadows for the first time. You know, if we can do over half the waves without being hit, then we can just start chaining Book of Shadows with an educated guess on rooms where things get difficult. Which I would definitely say we're not in yet. Thank God. Just handle the easy waves. Ooh, that guy's a problem. I could be hit. Just standing here. I think we got him. We gotta watch out for enemies that jump. Yeah. The claws that catch. The jaws that bite. We gotta be careful of enemies that shoot beams. But until we get hit once, we're in a very, very safe place. And that's why I'm trying to, you know, make that last as long as possible. Otherwise, we have to pop Book of Shadows preventatively. So we're basically just making an educated guess about, you know, what waves and what phases of those waves are going to be the most difficult. I don't want to do that. This is a little tricky. Oh, thank you. We got super lucky. That was just basically me taking a stab at thinking I was going to be safe there. Oh, he got us. Okay. I had a feeling little Steven was going to be the problem. The instigator. Okay, we got a beam-based enemy. Thank you for nuking the other boss and almost getting me killed. I really appreciate it. Again, we're doing educated guesses, okay? These enemies right here, not that tough. I didn't even call them bosses. They don't deserve it. This guy, a little touchy. You know, I'm feeling a little anxious. Why don't we take advantage of that fact? We're gonna get 2/3 of a charge right away anyway. I don't regret it. Just keep Monstro on the screen. As long as you know where this guy is, everything's okay. He's frozen. Okay, thank you, Edmund. You've done me a great service there. Freezing him made my life much easier. He's okay. I saw him going. I didn't realize he was in full beam status yet, but I thought it was well worth popping it just in case anyway. Okay, we gotta beat one wave without getting hit. These guys are not that bad. The eyes from Peep, slightly touchy. Just trying to stay away. Okay, he's dead, so the eyes should disappear. Then, wait for Carrion Queen to go in the wrong direction. She's leaving a lot. Oh, that was scary. She's leaving a lot of red poops around. There we go. Lighted ovum. Lighted ovum is not a problem. As long as we can keep them on opposite sides of the map. Very little to worry about. I'm starting to think this is the first time I've crossed the threshold, and I think to myself, we're probably good. Now, mind you, I gotta remember, if we get hit, we die. It's that simple. So the red poops are really freaking me. Oh, no question. I was looking at the enemies and I was like, do we need to pop the invincibility? Yeah, I mean, these are like the worst enemies for hitting you in the whole game. There you go, the D100's been unlocked. That was good stuff. Now, we probably shouldn't take fruitcake, it's a little dangerous, but I'm gonna do it anyway. You know how we do. We're gonna hermit right away. I forgot we got item rooms thanks to our trinket. Thank you, hermit, that's very helpful. The whole point of this was to speed things up and the hope that we could perhaps get to boss rush. I'm gonna take a controversial, not boss rush, sorry, hush fight. And that's a big maybe, but still. I'm gonna be a little controversial. I don't want to fight a horseman and get a single cube of meat. It's not that a cube of meat is bad. You know I respect the cube of meat. It's more that I am, well, this is a perfect example of why I wouldn't want it. I wanted something better. And definitely getting a Deal with the Devil item has a good chance to be better. It's 9 lives. Now, I think we'll come back as Dark Judas first, but it definitely makes the run substantially more winnable, whether we're going to be the Lost or not. Now, that was great. Also got the Pact. Multi-dimensional baby. Fairly unlikely to be worth a ton of value, but yeah, I'll give this a try. Goat head. So a guaranteed Deal with the Devil here. Dude, our shots are getting pretty potent. Like, if I'm being straight up with you, this strikes me as a really, really good opportunity to fight the Hush. We've already accomplished something on this run. We got boss rush. Everything else, I don't want to say it's gravy, because this is a run that potentially has a lot of... It could get a lot of exclamation points on it. And we got a very easy algorithm. That's very important for me. The algorithm is, if you get hit, play your spacebar item. If you don't get hit, whatever. That doesn't matter to me at all. If you don't get hit, business as usual, right? Now, is this run delirium worthy? Now you're asking the questions I would consider relevant. Assuming we're able to beat the Hush. Is this run delirium worthy? I would love, and it's a little like I'm asking for a lot here. I'm not asking for the world, but I'm asking for a lot. If you could give me empty vessel, just to guarantee me, like, you know, in all likelihood, once every 90 seconds or so, we'll get an extra period of invincibility. I would think that there is a realistic chance we could beat delirium. As is right now, I think there's a shot. I definitely wouldn't set my watch to the potential of it happening, but I suppose stranger things have happened. I've been hit. That's alright. I was just going to say I've been hit, but I'm willing to take a chance. No reason to waste the charge if we don't have to. We got a ton of money, by the way, to spend on our shop. If we do go down to the Hush floor, just one more thing to kind of tilt things in that direction. Bombs are key, doesn't really matter. Speed up, I would like to have. Dude, host hat. Extremely helpful for delirium. Might not be enough, because only, like, you know, a third of the shots are explosive. But those 1/3 of the shots probably do, like, half of the damage to us. So it really is... like, almost mathematically a pretty nice get for us. Thank you for not exploding when I got close to you. Sting wrote a song about that. It's called Every Breath You Take. Host Hat also gives you the occasional other invincibility, so... Alright. So, Goathead turned itself into Headless Baby. AKA, who cares? Gonna be a bit touchy here. It would be very nice to get a Chaos card. Not gonna happen. Black Candle's decent. The sun, I mean, it's good. Polyphemus, obviously we're taking Polyphemus. Can I just point out, by the way, for all the longtime NL listeners, this is a tough choice. Holy Water or Polyphemus? I mean, I've been on record talking about that one being better than this one. What an ironic room. The game must be a fan. So obviously we could already fly, but still. Okay. I guess, why not take Remote Detonator? I guess if we wanted to, we could surround the enemy in... You know that's the right decision as much as it pains me. We could surround the enemy in bombs. It's not really the way that I want to live my life because it's annoying and slow, and I'd rather just use Polyphemus to hit him for... Well, you know, what I thought was going to be a little bit more damage than this, to be honest, but I guess I understand it. You know, Polyphemus does come with the Tears downgrade. Very, very, very good start. You know what does well against Polyphemus that you might not think about? Mysterious Liquid. It's an item that I think I actually underrated as far as tier effects go, but if an enemy stays on the ground, Mysterious Liquid tears it up. Thank you, Host Hat. Because literally what I was just about to say is, it's so important for us on this fight that we wait as long as possible before getting hit. Or even better yet, just don't get hit at all, as unrealistic as that is. Because if we can just pop Book of Shadows, God, a car battery or something like that would be useful. If we could just pop Book of Shadows when we're guaranteed to be invincible through to the end of the fight, I'd be living in a dream world. Certainly not even close to that yet. And I was just gonna say, we know we're gonna have to deal with these. You just, you pick a spot with an educated guess and you hope for the best. And I'd say we got the best right there. So the other dream is that you don't even have to use Book of Shadows. Okay, I like this spot. You have to pop it. I got hit by this thing. I'm embarrassed. Don't you do it. They did it! Ruka! How dare they? Oh my god, we're still the lost. Okay, buy the battery charge. That one hurts. It hurts a great deal.
Friends till the end.
We were so close. We did get a battery charge though, so we get another redemption arc. You gotta cut me just the slightest bit of slack. The only reason you gotta cut me the slack is because I've been doing non-stop Hush and Delirium fights lately. My life exclusively consists of this fight and the Delirium fight. Oh, dude. If we want to stand in the corner, we can get a doubled rate of fire. We can't hit the enemy, but we can shoot twice as fast. Next time I die, I'll try to die in a bit more of a central location. Again, I just have to remind myself, you know, this isn't a character you have HP with. There's like a few hard things to do as the Lost. And the hard things are essentially just really, really long rooms. Hush is a really tough one. I think Hush is probably tougher than Mega Satan just due to the way that, you know, HP works for bosses in this game. I am a fool. I'm going to try to tough this one out a little longer before I pop Book of Shadows. Also, like, some of the Hush's shots, dodging them comes down to luck. I don't want to sound overly negative. I'm popping it. I think we got a chance. Oh, this is not good. Please don't change trajectory. We're temporarily safe. Please shoot faster. Oh my god, we've done it. Sworn protectors appeared in the basement. Now we got a choice. Am I gonna fight Delirium? Based on this, although I would love to fight Delirium because we've already fought Hush, and thus, like, you know, I don't want to have to fight Hush again to get to Delirium. I don't think we're gonna kill him. I realistically don't think we have a great shot. So we're gonna, even with Polyphemus, we're gonna stay away from that for now. And we're just gonna try to knock out the other, like, I think it's so valuable. Of course, to get Delirium done would be awesome. Don't get me wrong. But I think it's so valuable for us to be able to get the lamb stuff done. Just so that I never... I hate being forced to do the lamb stuff, because it means you could do a whole run, accidentally take the wrong pedestal at the mom fight, and then, you know, basically... It's not like it's a waste of 45 minutes. It's still entertaining, but... You know, the original purpose of the run falls by the wayside, so... If we could knock that out so that's no longer an issue, that'd be beautiful. Excuse me? And so far, I think we got a fantastic chance. I don't know. To be honest, again, I always do this. Every time I don't take a path, it's like a, you know, I took the road less traveled sort of situation. Like, I'm thinking about what might have been. Wow, like, literally like a 1/5 of a second off. Anyway. Can't be too salty, we're still doing real well here. But what I was gonna say is, I'm looking at it now and I'm going, you know, this, it does look like there's a Delirium chance in here. I really still would have liked to have had some kind of defensive improvement, but at least we're gonna get a big post-it note win here. One way or the other. It would be awesome to get Dad's Key. The mind, I forgot. Mind, body, and soul, so valuable. 2 guppy items, please. 1 guppy item. All we need now is like a teleportation to deal with the devil. We got a realistic chance. We have 6 luck. How did that happen? We should be getting tons of chests. Unless they nerfed that because people were having too much fun. Nothing. Okay. It was a joke, people. I don't want to go off on a rant here. Well, the lamb, especially with 9 extra lives, well, 8 and then, you know, Mega Satan, or sorry, Dark Judas. It's a similar cadence. Yo! That's insanely good. I am no longer complaining about a lack of items early. Turns out a 13 damage up is probably worth more than a couple of chests. What I was gonna say is, we got a real good chance to do it. This would be a great Mega Satan fight. I think we absolutely would be extremely likely to win against Mega Satan. Doesn't even depend on the tier effects. For a while, we were just relying on good tier effects. Like, that's how I felt on the Hush fight. When Fruitcake hooks us up, we're set. No longer is that even, like, a relevant contingency. Dad's Key. Dad's Key. Oh! It was worth a shot. Alright, you get hit once, you pop Book of Shadows. We win. It's not even close. Now, I'm not a bad enough dude to do my victory laps as the Lost. We get the soul. The mind and the soul are the 2 best. So, a little bit of redemption after that last run. We're starting to fill out. One side of the post-it note was done here. So we got Cathedral, Polaroid, Greedier, Delirium, Mega Satan. That's not that much. For now, thanks for watching. I hope you've enjoyed the episode. If you did, click the like button. That was a great deal. Of course, subscribe if you want to see more in the future. For now, thanks for watching, and I will see you next time. Follow me on Twitch, twitch.tv/Northernlion, to be notified when I go live in the future. But for now, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. See ya!